So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we're going to have to do a little bit more work on the Old Man Teacher site. And what I'm thinking for tonight is, and this is where the Twitch audience come back in because that was a re-record for YouTube. Might as well own up to it. What we're going to look at is, at the moment, we either have to scroll all the way down here, or we have to use the browser's Control F, find, whatever. Which on a desktop machine isn't too bad, and then just search through what it finds. On a mobile, that can be a little bit tricky. Just in case this does look different, I've done some minor styling tweaks as well, and worked out how to not specify height and width. So if I minimise that and that quickly, we can see that we can now view this at sort of phone sizes reasonably well. So that's all I've really done there. Let's have a look at filtering. Not too bad, thank you very much, Codebase Alpha. Yourself? Can we have a shout out in chat for Codebase Alpha, please and thank you? Yeah, we all know who I've... Well, no, two of us in chat know who I've been watching just. So let's go and have a look. Oh, I've got it all set up and running as well. So let's say that what we fancy doing now is adding a filter field, and let's add the filter field directly below the video, shall we? So let's do something akin to this. Client.fs, we now need to... Let's go from the UI first, just because we can. So below there, we've got a container with timestamp listing. Now, what would be kind of handy is, why don't we suggest that we go sequence of that, yield bang that, and that now is moaning. Why is that moaning? Ah, yes. Timestamp list itself is a sequence. Oh, hello. So, actually, yeah, we've had this before. So let's have the timestamp list to add something else in as well. So if there is a timestamp, if there are times, we need to add in a text field of some description. So let's say we yield a text field. Or just text. And for now, let's do absolutely nothing with it and see what we see. So we've got... That doesn't look particularly interesting. Oh, Minxie Rose. Misspelling, unfortunately. Let me do the shout out so that people can actually click the link and get to the right place. I need to update the bot so that we can... Well, I need to stop using Nightbot, really, at some point. So there's the actual shout-out for Codebase Alpha. So what's going on here? Why do we not seem to have this text field? We are built... Ah, that's just text, isn't it? Input? Yeah, input looks good. And input only takes the properties it doesn't contain elements. That's more reasonable, but does Fulmer have its own input thing? You know, like it does with buttons, it probably does, and there you go. Let's have a look at the code to that. Field dot, well hang on, there's username, control.div, input.text. Try that, couldn't we? Input.text, and that takes an input option list and spits out a React element. Okay. That's more interesting. That's what we're looking for. Cool. So that being said, it takes input option list. So let's say input dot... don't worry, Minxie Rose, I apparently can't type either. Placeholder. of search for clip, maybe. And all we should really need to do is add a onChange onto this, is my theory. So there we are. Search for a clip. I mean, it doesn't show up particularly well, so maybe that's actually my browser. Have I got settings on that? Whatever. We can change the styling of that as we want to. We'll deal with that another time. Input.onChange, however, that is a function that takes an event and spits out a unit. So fun of event, why not? Let's see what it does. Does a thing. And what is event? Well, event dot, what do we get? We get value. Ah, that's cool. Because essentially what we want to do is update a filter, don't we? So, why don't we go filter? Why are you... Now the horn isn't working, but yes, good shout on that one, Minxie Rose. Of course, we are over on the right-hand side, aren't we? Chat's in the way. Good call. Let's see what I can do about this then. Chat should no longer be in the way. Cool. So, filter event.value, and we need to dispatch that. So why don't we go dispatch value through filter through dispatch. Of course, filter now doesn't exist. Event.value. Value is a string. Cool. And in fact, while we're here, let's tidy this up. Because this, again, could all be piped. So shove that through there. Shove through dispatch and get rid of lots and lots of brackets. Because getting rid of brackets is fun. So, still got the same issue, that's fine. Filter doesn't exist as a message. So next step, we've got the UI built to a working standard. Let's now go up to messages, and I want a filter of string. Cool beans. So now, our message is saying we don't have a filter. Saying that we don't have a pattern match for filter. This is why I like to specify them all explicitly, because this does now help us out. Whereas if we used the discard instead of the error one, you just wouldn't get that information. So that's a quick tip for people who use just the straight discard. That's why I don't. Oh, that reminds me, there is code I have to explain up there as well. I'll explain that you haven't seen in a minute. Well, let's just get this filtering. So, filter of, well, predicate. Let's call it. And we will go current model with filter equals predicate and no command. Okay, one I can't spell, so that's filter there. Something else, we don't have a filter in the model. So the model doesn't have a filter in it. Let's get that changed. So Filter is a string. Next problem. We don't have a default filter set. Okay, so we're all compiled up. So we should at least now be emitting the filter events, even if we're not using them. So let's go back to our buttons, and for timestamping times, well, instead, let's say that times... Let's do something else here. Let's say times... We need to... Let's do a filter. List dot where. So let filtered equals times goes through list dot where. Well, item goes to item is a timestamp, so item dot description contains, and we're going to say the filter, aren't we? So model dot filter. Okay. And now let's check if we've got anything. So if filtered, well, if not is empty actually. So if we're not empty, then we want to do this fetching the button, but for each of them in filtered. Otherwise, we need to be yielding no matches. And that's just a straight string. So theory now has it that filtering should work. So if I go intro, it's there. It's just filtering straight away. Healers, yeah, straight there. Something random is coming up with no matches. Yeah, wheeled. No, the wheel doesn't seem to appear in that first stream, Minxie Rose. Capitalization issues. Okay, that's handy to know. So string contains. Does string contains have any overloads, or are we missing something here? Let's have a look. Let's do a searching. So string contains .NET case sensitive. So is there a case insensitive? Could just uppercase. Culture info, I'm not going into that. String index of. Hey, give that a go. So index of that with string split. Is it string split? No, string comparison. Dot ordinal ignore case. Yeah, we're just looking for direct matches, and that has to be greater than or equal to 0. Chat, hello. I can see. Oh, it's in the way again, isn't it? Right, hang on. Let me see if there's something I can do here. How about I do a quick cheat? Do that. Right, chat won't be in the way anymore because I have to scroll right. Thank you, Minxie Rose. Yeah, I'm not used to having chat over there, as you can probably tell. I'm used to looking for the bottom corner, but I'm not used to looking for that whole side. That's weird. Oh gosh, where were we now? We were somewhere down about there, weren't we? So times let's do a thing. And then we'll go let's do the whole indenting trick just to see what happens there. Item dot descript. Oh, controls out there. We can't do that one. Why, you're the mod. Pretty much, yeah. I think we can see that well enough now. So that's the filtering. Are we going to compile? Is that right? And it is greater than or equal to 0. So if it exists, it's greater than or equal to 0. Cool. And failed to compile. Why are you telling me you can't compile? Oh, Fable doesn't like the string comparison ordinal ignore case. It doesn't like using that. Okay. We're going to have to use the double uppercase trick then. Ordinal ignore case. You open system. Let's kill off the open system for now then. And now we're going to have to just go dot to upper dot contains to upper. So essentially we're saying we don't care what case you put in here, we're going to convert to uppercase by definition. That's probably actually a little bit nicer to see. Is that going to work? It is! Fuel Snable, it's actually not as light as it looks. It looks lighter than it is, which is a bit of a pity. Anyway, how are you doing? How's the middle of your week gone? Actually, that's a point for anyone in, I know in Britain it is. Happy Good Friday for those who celebrate it tomorrow. Happy day off work if you're getting the day off work. So yeah, just to let everyone know, it's only a very short stream tonight really. Not looking at doing much at all. Might have to do a little bit more than just this filtering though, because I think we've got that filtering done in theory. So if we go back to, oh gosh, no. You've been off work since Wednesday lunch. What hours do you work in Norway then, Fuel Snable? Now let's have this. What's going on? Okay, my computer's misbehaving again. That's the other thing. I've been having issues with the computer. So let's search for trap all in uppercase. And that's worked. Trap again. So usually 9 till 3. Oh, that's not a bad time. 9 till 3 p.m. Yeah, I could handle that. No, actually, it mean being awake at 9. No. Yeah, it sounds like they do. So, does seem like they take you so seriously. Oh, look, he's on doing things. So if we do a type, if we type something in like 75 there, benefits of 75 plus like, click, and it's there. Something I said I would explain, if you just scroll down and go, oh look, I want to see about uses of holy water. It now scrolls you back up to the top of the page. That was done. Oh wow, we're having noises as well. Things are being very interesting around here tonight. Not sure if this is wise to stream too much. You've been dry running Scythe, the board game. I don't know that board game. Okay, that's an unused value. That's an unused value. No. So let's go back. We took out the width and height, and I managed to get the do some styling tweaks to make that work better. And now I just use a browser window scroll to. My mouse is behaving that well, is it? Okay, I've got essentially Potato Mouse enabled on here. Let me... This is bad. This is not good. Okay, we're back, I think. So... Browser.window.scroll to is what we're using to scroll back up the page. That's being done in the update function. I'm not sure if that needs to be in the update function or if realistically that should be in a command. So much for a short stream, Minxie Rose. It could be very, very short because we've actually already accomplished what I was aiming to accomplish tonight. I did just want the filtering working because the filtering is kind of very cool. So within 20 minutes we've accomplished that. And had tech issues. Well, 20 minutes of decent streaming. I'm getting a really... I'm still getting all the frames. Are we dropping quality at all? Because OBS is starting to flash orangey at me. And I'm not liking this. This needs to be dealt with pretty severely. Yeah, so we've dealt with... that. Let's go and have a look at the style sheet as well. Looks good, no lagging there. Well, it's a good job there's no lagging there. Search Marketplace for this as well. Because I've forgotten I don't have the SAS extension installed. So, let's install that. And now if we go back and look at a SAS file. I don't even think this is the graphics tablet tonight. I think I know what this is. Unfortunately, I think I know what this is. So what we've done is... This is getting annoying now. This is getting very, 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 very annoying. Let me quickly go and disable something, and I'm going to have to move to an old version of it. Services. So I'm running the beta version of Synergy at the moment, and that is bad news. So I'm going to kill that off. Actually, let's go and kill off the Synergy application as well. Especially as we're not going to have to use... below all the service hosts, I can do a thing here. Okay, so that looks pretty dead anyway. And yeah, that's not going off the screen. Let's see how this goes. RNG, weather, quote 13. Quote 13 won't work in here. It's a good job, actually. That would be a bit sweary. So looking at the style sheet, I am not a CSS expert. I am not a SAS expert. I don't do front end much. You might have noticed this. So this is basically cribbed. So you're essentially getting everything I can understand. Fuel Stable, I got a response. I need to get back in touch with someone about a project they're doing using Safe. Got lots and lots of retweets, but not a huge amount of people sort of messaging me and fancying being on stream. So I don't know. Hopefully, again, if people retweet more and more, that'd be lovely to see. And let's see if we can get some momentum. I think we're probably still a bit of a small stream at the moment. Nesso's guys are cool. Fuel Stable, can you drop me some links in Discord then, please? So what we've got here is Old Man Video. Well, Old Man Video is the container div for our video. I'm suggesting we're going to position that relative and make that as wide as it'll go within the container. And then before that, and this is where I get confused, we're having content of blank, a block display and a padding top of that. Now, I believe that 56.25% height to width is 16:9, which is handy because we like 16 by 9. Oh, I'll have a look at that, Fuel Stable, in a second. And then the iframe within this Old Man div is absolute positioning with top, right, left, bottom, and the height and the width as 100% to stretch it. So let's have a quick look at this within Firefox. So we've got our iframe, which the width and the height there, we're just ignoring that because we don't care about them at the moment. Inside this div video player. Oh, hang on. We go a bit further in, don't we? Where's the right div for us? Because there should be one with an ID of all. Oh no, this is an iframe within an iframe. Hang on. This could have been a bit of an issue here. This could be why I'm having issues. Let's not bother with that one. Have I got? Is there another div in here anywhere? Because we've got the player. Could there be a chat div issue as well? Hosting header hidden. Okay, so this is the iframe we were on about. And what we're saying is that old man video is class container and should have that height specified. So its width is 100% and its height is, I know, it's the before that the height is, the padding is that. Essentially, I'm now even more confused than I was. But what happens if we do give this a width and a height with chat? What I'm trying to do is embed with chat now, as well as just not with, as well as everything else. So we need the Twitch everywhere, everything bit. Video player is just an iframe. So is there anything else around here? I mean, we've got the hosting header. This is for if you are hosting, if the chat's hosting something. This doesn't seem to have a great deal to do with the what's it though, does it? Let's change something. Because now that we've got an iframe within an iframe, we're styling both of those iframes. That might not be the right thing. Minxie Rose, I know which font it is. Red Hook licensed the font. The font is not theirs to give out. And it's also the company whose font it is. It's their professional, in their professional line. So it looks like it's going to be quite expensive to license that font. Now, if we got to a point where, you know, this site grew big enough, I might either look at licensing that font and trying to raise money for that, or I would contact Red Hook and say, hey guys, do you want to license this font on our behalf? Have you got a license that would let us use this font? But until then, I'm not doing it. I really don't want to start using fonts without a license. So let's say, because we've got iframes within iframes now, let's just say that we want a particular child iframe. Oddly enough, Minxie Rose, you said, just thought that's something that I was looking at last night. That's one of the things, because I know that that font is used in the Darkest Dungeon, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm calling it, thing. It's used in the... Yeah, that's not
you get extra 33%.
Oh, hello. Wrong button. I know that that font is used just with... with the website with the provisioning tips on it. So I wanted to see what was going to happen there. So let's go back in here. Let's go and have a look within this div, within that div, within Old Man Video. That iframe is now got a height and width that we have specified. But then we go within there into this document. And what my theory is that the height and width of the next iframe that we get to, which is this one, should not have those widths. Hello. Hang on. This is the style from Twitch itself, and they're using actually what looks to me to be exactly the same trick. That's interesting. Okay. Again, Minxie Rose, I would have to ask permission first. And again, I mean, I'm sure that Sethus himself wouldn't mind. I don't know what license he's got on the artwork from Marvin Seo, who is the person who made the artwork. To be honest, I'm not overly fussed about styling this up yet. If it gets to the point where we want to style it up really nicely, I'll probably look into finding someone to help out with that, because it's not a me thing. So let's suggest that Twitch is using the same trick that we're using, and actually I'm going to put a padding top in here of 30%. So essentially we're going to have a different ratio. And anything, oh yeah. With SAS, we always have to convert indentation to tabs, and I do not know why VS Code won't just learn to on-save convert the indentation in this particular file to tabs. Rant, use Vim, rant. Okay, so we still don't get Twitch chat up. That's a pity. Why are we still not getting Twitch's chat to show up? Well, this is class Twitch player. We don't seem to get Twitch chat at all, and we are calling our embed with video with chat in the layout. Now, if I go to the Twitch API, or to the API documentation here, and this might be something that, again, we need to look at regarding this. Twitch API docs. Let's go there. Let's go into chatbots and IRC. No, that's the wrong one. We're not doing chatbots at the moment. We're doing embedding Twitch and embedding everything. So we're using Twitch embed. We are using the layout video with chat, which is not default, but we've changed it. What happens if we change it to use, instead of using the VOD? Oh, hang on. Optional for VOD embeds. Otherwise required. Name of the chat room and channel to stream. I wonder if adding the channel will help here then. So channel goes to Old Man Sethus. I wonder if that's the issue that we're facing. And it is. Okay, so that's that's live chat. That's a pity. I wanted chat replay ideally. Can we do chat replay? Because I feel like that would be a brilliant, wonderful thing to do, is to have the chats replay. That's a pity. What about chat? So we can just embed standard Twitch chat. We can't seem to embed chat replay. Okay, that's a little annoying. Capitals, no, Minxie Rose, it really doesn't matter. Capitals, I can guarantee, do not matter. We are getting live chat in there. So if someone went to go and chat in Old Man Seth's chat right now, it would be found. It would need to be heavily edited. Well, to be honest, we're not going to display much on stream anyway, on screen anyway, on this stream. And that website is never going to be family friendly, because you would have no sound for most of the teaching run. Because Old Man Sethus is not family friendly on stream. That's, you know, something I've considered actually is stopping being particularly family friendly. Yeah, the site is not family friendly anyway. Let's get that over and done with. It isn't, and it never will be. I guess we probably can't do chat replay. So that's fine, we've at least got that dealt with. Can we watch this on Twitch? Are we going to get chat replay? Now, I'm lucky. Okay, so chat replay comes up on stream. Now, you can't see the chat, and that is probably a good job. I've hidden that there on purpose. So, we could make that work. I just want to know, can I embed chat replay? Twitch embed chat replay, because I think it'd be very interesting to see, at the very least, how to embed video and chat replay API. Okay, Twitch chat replay. This is apparently not. This is apparently not a supported thing in Twitch. So, not intended for third-party use. It might change without warning. That's interesting. But we could essentially, I mean, let's have a look at this. Let's quickly do that. The start timestamp will be 0, and the VOD ID can be that. And we're having trouble finding that site. Okay, so that API is now no longer with us. That being said, I wonder if I could find a chat replay. Just kind of going back to here. Again, I know that everyone can't see where I've just clicked. That's probably it for a good reason. But that is in that div. Okay, what's in this div? Is there a... oh gosh. No, chat replay seems to be showing up in this page itself. So we're not there. We can't just half into this. Oh, that's a pity, actually. That's a shame. So let's go off the idea of video with chat. Let's go back to just video, because we can't embed what we wanted to. Minxie Rose. I don't know what I'm planning to do there. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about this not being a family-friendly site that we're doing. Oh, our camera's a little high as well, isn't it now? Let's show a bit more. Let's do that. Let's actually go a little bit lower again. Oh, I'm probably rubbing against the mic, aren't I there? That's not good. Yeah, because now I can lean back and you can see. By the way, the t-shirt that I'm wearing is the Old Man Sethers t-shirt. So when Minxie Rose was on about the artwork, it's that, really. I think you've all seen that t-shirt before. But yeah. So let's have a look at styles. By the way, good evening, Turbo Nautilus. How are you doing? Please settle in, enjoy a coffee or drink of your choice. Enjoy yourself a beverage if you would like one. If not, that's fine too. Right, I should look at Fuel Snable's links. So let's do a restart to update on that while we have a look at these links. So, Nesso streams. Okay, nessos.github.io. They're doing a lightweight library for efficient functional style pipelines on streams of data. Oh, that looks potentially interesting. Is there anything there? Oh, there is. VS Code's decided that it doesn't really want to update after all. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Retry? Do as you're told? Okay, retry and do as you're told was the right answer there. That's a nice thing to see. So streams. Oh, I like that. There's streams and then there's C# streams. So yeah, based on the observation that many functional pipelines are basically sourced through do as many lazy things as you can and then do an eager or a reduce. So yeah, stream of array, stream of filter. So each of those, what are we doing here? Composing external iterators. So we can do sequential stuff. We can do parallel stuff. Ah, that looks potentially interesting then. So what is the difference? Why is array.filter... So why is this stream thing faster than seek, which is slower than array? So it's suggesting links about composing external iterators, and streams are based on the continuation passing style composition of internal iterators. Fair enough. I will look into that at some point, because that just to me looks like an easy way of getting reasonably simple speed ups, which I'm obviously all very happy about. And FuelSnable pointed something out called Link Optimizer as well from the same people. What is Link Optimizer? So we've got a query that looks very, very C-sharpy. We've got an F-sharp query that looks much more interesting to us. We optimize it, so it's compiling to that now. So what would this normally have compiled into? Because that looks like what that would normally compile to. Hang on. Link pad. Oh no, it wouldn't. It would compile that lot first and then do a dot sum on the end. I see. I see. Excellent. That's interesting, that is. Yeah. Very interesting. We'll play with things like this at some point. Yeah, so Link Optimizer, wow. Okay, that's interesting. Now what's really interesting, okay, a sequential on mono is a lot quicker than... What? Okay. Parallel stuff is taking longer than sequential stuff on mono. That's very interesting. And Cartesian, so Cartesian product is there. Cartesian producty stuff. Is this Cartesian product cross product essentially? Cartesian product of 20 million by 20 random floating point values. Is that cross product? Because my next question is, how much does it change things? As in, does it go and use intrinsics where possible? Does it go and optimize for SIMD? I mean, to be fair, for this kind of work, there's an argument that says, oh, then again, I was going to say GPU doable. Potentially. We could potentially stuff it on the graphics card, but we've got the reduce at the end, so it's map and reduce. The maps can easily go to the graphics card, but the big work in a lot of these is the reduce. You're thinking not because this is pre-SIMD supporting .NET Core. That's a pity. That's something I'd actually like to work with at some point, is doing something in either C++ or F#, where we're doing enough calculation that SIMD and thinking about SIMD is interesting and important. Yeah, very hard problem actually. Hard problem in the truest sense of the term, I think, there, FuelSnable. But it'd be something that we could do manually quite happily. So we've got a style sheet sorted. We've got the client dealt with the new predicate in there. What else do we want to do? Minxie Rose, that is exactly what I'm hoping to do at some point, is we are going to have multiple VODs and multiple timestamp files for the VODs. Shall we start bringing in a multiple VOD idea? We can actually turn this back to just the Twitch player now, can't we? So I'm going to now undo a lot of the work that you guys didn't see me do. Where's the player thing? Player. I know I did that. Player loaded is create player goes through dispatch. And it's in there. Yeah, we'll take that out. I need to now go back to, let's go to the file view, index.html, because that now needs to be player.twitch. That needs to be the player one. And I think it's just that, if I'm not much mistaken. So let's do a run and see if I've messed up anywhere. Fuel Snable. Yes, please. I actually, formlets and functional forms, yeah, because functional UI is of interest anyway. I think we can do something off that. Very, very much so. Definitely, because I know you know quite an amount about parser combinators and, you know, formlets, parser combinators. You've got very much a similar way of thinking, right? Where have I messed up? That is always the question to ask now, is where has Gareth messed things up? Cache is disabled. Gareth has messed things up by... It's interesting. Interesting thought. Because I don't even see the index.html thing here. Have we got a console issue? We have no login there. That's fine. Twitch is not defined because I found the wrong place like a moron. Alright, let's have a look at what we should actually be embedding with the interactive ones. It is player.twitch.tv/embed. So let's just change this path quickly. Player dot. Okay, so we now have that dealt with, I think. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Fuel Snable, I'm kind of with you. Essentially, I use the Twitch community so that let's just do a thing and forget all about trying to do this manually. I essentially just use Twitch now as a way to use Twitter, sorry, as a way to try and generate something for Twitch. That's all it's really there for anymore. So where's my template? And we're back up and running. And do we have anything here? So if I do a clicking there, that's not looking. Oh, have I messed up here? Have I goofed? Well, that channel can disappear. That layout can disappear. So we're there now, and if I go, let's talk about stress heals, that goes to an hour and a half in. Hot tip, early Hamlet upgrades, and that comes back to there. Okay, so we're back to working with just the player. So we haven't got the full embed overload. Now that we know that we can't just embed the Twitch chat replay, which is a shame, that would have been really, really handy to do. And there we are. We'll load it back up in here just to prove that we've done that correctly. Which we have. Excellent news. So, moving swiftly on, I know I said a short stream, let's see if we can try one more thing. Let's see if, in theory, I can have a set of buttons here, just below, actually, no, let's go for just above the filtry thing, that just lets us switch between streams. So, in the view, we've got that whole timestamp list thing, which goes there, which goes, where's that going? That is going That goes somewhere. Oh, it goes under the container, doesn't it? Let's try something above the container, above there then, shall we? Container. Dot container. That'll have a column. With a button.
Our community grows.
Thank you very much, MJNR, for joining. For joining in the fun and for coming back to for coming and having a follow. That was it, MJNR. Thank you for the follow. Wow, my brain's not working tonight. By the way, at this point in the stream, I think what I ought to do is a decent, and that can go off stream. Let's say our thank yous on stream are going to Yak Pie, Calvin A. Allen, Viking Coder, Brendan Matthews, and the Grumpy Game Dev. Thank you all very much for those hosts this evening. Where in the country am I? I'm sort of between Birmingham and Manchester. In the very, very often passed over city of Stoke-on-Trent, roughly. Fuel Snable, you want a cool test. We could have a look at helping Fuel Snable spec out a test for their interns. I suppose one thing that would be interesting to test them about is can they do something. Do they understand trade-offs between sort of using plenty of RAM versus using lots of CPU time versus using lots of bandwidth and looking around that kind of thing, what trade-offs to use where and how to optimize far enough without going silly with it. Essentially how to make them think about that kind of thing. I'm always interested in, for me, I don't know about other people, but if I'm hiring someone, I want to get into their head and understand what they're thinking, rather than just going down the whole line of, well, this thing's going to be, this is a right answer, this is a wrong answer. So let's add ourselves a button, shall we? To be fair, that can just be a button. We've already got the buttons opened, I think. Takes text and a string. Oh yeah, actually, let's just use these ones. Text and an on-click. So let's say that the text for this is going to be stream 1. And the on-click can be a function which takes nothing and goes to I don't know, what's the VOD ID for number 1? Let's say it's that. We'll actually get the genuine one. Switch to video and dispatch that. It's moaning that I can't just force it to be a unit. Because it's a React Mouse event. Okay, well, we don't care. And let's create another one and try and grab another video from there. Shall we pick one of mine? Just because then it's very obvious what we've done. It's very obvious that we've changed. Videos. Let's pick. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I haven't updated my. I haven't done all sorts of updates on this one either, have I? Let's link to that video, which is that ID there, and we can see that this looks completely different. completely different to an Old Man Seth's video. So it should be easy to know where we are. So, okay, let's do that. Let's then go for, you're not in favour of whiteboard stuff, Codebase Alpha? No, I must admit, I'm not in favour of whiteboard stuff. I don't like it particularly. Well, I do and I don't. If you're asking someone to write code on a whiteboard, that to me is a problem. But if you're asking people to diagram things up or whatever, whiteboards are good for that. If you're just having a conversation with someone and they want to use a whiteboard to help explain things, then also cool. All I've done now, just to sort of fill everyone in, is pretty simple. Stuff. Creating a few bits of bobs. Whiteboarding these days tends to imply writing code on a whiteboard. That, you see, is something that I've got a big problem with. Essentially, my big axiom here is, if you're going to be doing it real life in the job, then it's a fair cop to ask. If you're not, then I would advise against. So things like writing code on a whiteboard, I'm never ever going to do that.
Our community grows.
Thank you very much for that follow, Zukiji. I don't know how you weren't following before, but you are now, so thank you very much for joining in. We're currently working on a project for Old Man Seth's streams.
A new subscriber arrives. It fills you with determination.
Thank you for that wonderful subscription from Zukiji as well. Can we all stick some hype in chat for Zukiji? Show him some yappy dog love. So I do know that Zukiji knows Old Man Seth reasonably well. They watch each other quite a bit on stream. So currently what we're working on is, Old Man Seth's teaching streams and getting people to be able to watch them. No, MJNR. Stoke-on-Trent it's nice enough. I quite like it. Some people don't. I know I've missed out a few bits of chat, so let me just catch up with chat a little bit if I can. No worries on the content, of course. Love doing it. First time seeing F Sharp on stream. Yeah, I've seen not that much in the way. I haven't seen much in the vein of F Sharp on stream. I do know that. The grumpy gamer streams F Sharp. Hasn't streamed for a while. I stream F Sharp. Have I seen anyone else stream F Sharp? I don't know. What do you know about F Sharp at the moment, MJNR? Do you work with it? Am I pronouncing your name right? And shall we have the discussion? If people are talking about, Luton, Bedford, Hertfordshire, you are on the M1, south of Watford Gap. You are in London, basically. I better not have this on stream too much. I don't want copyright claims and whatnot. Because as much as Old Man Sethus won't mind us restreaming this, I'm sure something will happen. Yes, I know that Zukiji is our fellow mod on Old Man Seth's channel. So Zukiji will know about this training run for Darkest Dungeon. Okay, so we have buttons made up. We have buttons that trigger events. Why is this, however, not being set up in a column? Am I not setting the columns correctly within this container? I need to know. Chat, I need to know this, don't I? Codebase Alpha, you had students on gap years from Stoke Uni. They were all pretty good. I didn't go to Stoke Uni. I went to Lancaster. Don't know people's views on that one. But hey ho, here we go. Layout, columns. Columns have... Can we view the code? Because I want this variable gap one. So columns... columns contains column. So we can actually go column dot... Columns dot columns? Something like that. Columns dot columns. Just to see if we can get this at least looking semi-reasonable. And we'll stick all that in a container, why not? Or even a container.container. So there we are, just a couple of quick buttons. They do nothing at the moment. In fact, there's an incomplete pattern match because we haven't got the functionality in yet, so we have an incomplete pattern match on our message. People have seen this, so there's this whole thing before. Zakiji, you have an education in multimedia design, but your knowledge of programming is very limited. It just doesn't stick with your brain. That's fine, it doesn't with everyone. MJNR, only London when an American asks. Yeah, that's pretty much right. To be fair, when an American asks, isn't the whole of the United Kingdom London? And aren't we all supposed to drink tea and things like that? MJNR, you've used C#, Golang, Python. This is literally your introduction to F#. I'm sorry for that. This isn't an introductory stream particularly. So C#, you'll get a lot of this. You'll understand a lot. Python, well, yeah, we're indent-based, so there's that similarity with Python. And Golang, I don't know Golang. I believe it's kind of take a programming language and strip it down to its bare essentials. So, to give you a very quick introduction on F#, think OCaml, then take out a load of the cruft. It was designed by Don Syme and co. As a Microsoft research project, is now out of just being research and into full-on use. So it's functional first. Objects aren't required to be used. You don't have to do huge amounts of that kind of thing. What you do instead, as a rule, is try and do as much functional programming as possible, or as sensible. This isn't a pure functional language, so we're not looking at Haskell. Interesting things for you as well, MJNR. If you've looked at the C# pattern matching and looked at C#8's pattern matching with the match expressions, we've essentially already got that in F#. Very similar. And, async await, again, kind of very F#-esque with the async computation expression. Query expressions in C#, you'll see that was influenced a lot by the F#. Actually, the whole of Link was very influenced by functional programming, and F# helped in that. In fact, if you want to do functional programming with C#, you can do all sorts of fun things. I can heartily recommend a couple of functional programming books if you want to go down there. Get some papers out of the way, and let me demonstrate. That one is Stylish F#, I think. Let's recommend, those are the two I wasn't going to go for. So, functional programming in C#. If you like this style of programming, well, if you're going to take a screenshot, hang on a second, let's do that. If you are going to take a screenshot, that is a brilliant book. Functional Programming in C#. Let's at least get this level, because I am an idiot and I can't do that. Another one is Get Programming with F#, a guide for .NET developers. They are fantastic books. You can do a lot of what we're doing in C# quite easily. And you can do a lot more of it if you're willing to be nasty and abusive. So, hello! Old Man Seths is in chat. Sorry, I am not keeping up with chat at all, am I? Because I'm a moron. Right, to show things that we're getting at, we are so far looking at a website that looks like this with some old man on it. Let's show it working at sort of tablet sizes as well, and up to desktop sizes, down to even kind of mobile sizes. This will work. Also, the new feature that people haven't seen, I might as well show you now, Old Man Sethers, is if I start typing in this here text box, if I type something like trap, we are instantly filtering so that we can get straight to where we want to get to. So I want to learn how to heal. Oh look, I can look at healers, max gains. These are live filtered so that we can look straight at where we want to go. Save us scrolling up and down, save using the find. So, Minxie Rose, oh, hang on. What's happening here? We've got things going through. Don't worry, old man. No, I am a moron. You know this. I am idiot. Zakiji, what I do is the hard bit. No, what I do is not the hard bit. Making this look pretty would be actually difficult. I can't do pretty looking things for love nor money. I'll make it work, and I will let someone else play about with it. But yes, welcome in the old man, and I might as well do it. Yeah, Automod will get people in this chat, and I haven't got my Automod screen open. Unfortunately, I do kind of have very, very, very family-friendly rules in here. I can allow that one. Automod is incredibly aggressive in here. Yeah, we really, really can't. Yeah, we do try not to swear in here. Doesn't like me. Well, that's an allowed term. We can talk about things like that. Yeah, with us being a programming stream here, you'll notice that I also don't swear on stream. Believe me, as a programmer, I swear a lot in real life. But I do want this to be as open and as accessible to everybody as we like. And I know that there are people out there who don't like swearing, who don't like a lot of bad language. So I want to be welcoming to everybody. Just because we've got an image problem here in the world of programming, we've got an image problem of being a bunch of sweary people who just don't want anyone else involved. So we really need to change that as programmers. And one thing I want to do is make sure that everyone is welcome, no matter what age, no matter race, creed, anything like that. As long as you're a good person, you're more than welcome here. And yes, I might as well show it properly. The artwork that Minxie Rose was talking about looks a bit like that. This is Old Man Sethers' t-shirt. If you lot can all hear me while I'm stood up. Well, yeah, there's that. So we've got the filter feature in. MJN, oh yes, also need to look at Fable. Fable is what we're using. I don't write JavaScript. I am not a JavaScript fan. Zakiji, where can you buy such a cool t-shirt? Good evening, Voodoo32. Yeah, I'm not going to put the link in for this t-shirt because I do know that this is a bit of a misprinted one. Once Old Man Sethers gets a new supplier for outside of the US, I will buy one of those t-shirts, check it out, and then if that's less of a misprint than this one, I'll start pushing sales of that as well. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly where we can go because I've never really sort of bought merch off streamers before, so I don't know which ones are good, which ones aren't. Talking about Fable, let's rewind the stack a little bit. We mentioned Fable. This is all in Fable. This is an F# to JavaScript transpiler. I don't do JavaScript as a rule, and we're using the Elm architecture. So you'll notice a function called view, a function called update and a record called model somewhere. Let's say there. And this is the model view update pattern. So the view will only ever send update events. The updater will then change the model and go back across to will then go to the view and say render this model. So the view renders literally the model it's given. Okay, yes, hello Voodoo32. I think I said hello. If not, I will say hello again I'll say hello to you now. Hello! Doc Scarl, hello. Now, that is one of two people. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one of my older brothers in chat. Welcome in. Oi, Specky. So that's going to be the big one of the two of you. Remember, keep it family friendly for all of those who are new to the channel. We are family friendly in here. Voodoo32. Yeah, I thought it was the older one. Fun for all the family. MJ and Air. No, I know where that joke goes. I'm not going for that one. I'm not, and I promise it. So, actually, Doc Scarl, you would probably like Old Man Seth's streams. Yes, we are, by the way. Yeah, we are. You'd like Old Man Seth's streams, I think. I think you'd like the game Darkest Dungeon as well. So, in about an hour and 40 minutes, Old Man Seth's will be streaming a game called Darkest Dungeon. Go and throw a follow in his direction, please. Yeah, Old Man Seth's is how I am in real life. Let's say that, shall we? For those who know me in real life in chat, Old Man Seth's is pretty much how I am in real life, except probably with more of a filter, which should scare the people that don't know me in real life, but know Old Man Seth's. Yes. People who see me in his Discord, in Old Man Seth's Discord, and on Old Man Seth's stream, will understand that they're seeing a very watered down version of me right now. Right, okay, so we are... yes, Tsukiji. So, we've got this switch to video. So, that's Old Man Seth's video ID. For the sake of comparison, this is one of mine. So, they're going to look totally different. So, what I want to do now is, in the update function, we'll notice that we've got green, we've got an incomplete pattern match. And again, for anyone that doesn't know F# who would like to, this is one of the big differences from C#. F# will tell us that we've got an incomplete pattern match at compile time, and will even tell us what isn't matched on. So we're not matching on that switch to video. Let's match on it. So, switch to video. Switch to video. And it'll take a VOD. And then what we'll do is we'll say, well, we want to go current model with VOD equals, well, that VOD. And we want to, oh, hello, what's moaning at us? Ah, yeah, we need to then do command. And we'll do it of a function. Now, perform func versus off func. Let's do off func. And then we need a task, whatever arguments we're passing in, well, that'll be the VOD. We need an of success and an of error. So, of success is just going to be, well, we don't need to actually do anything there, do we? So it's going to swing back a new... what's it? So let's try something different. Let's just do this in line. Command none. So what we're saying on the update is, that's the model. Now, I'm not entirely convinced that I'm doing this right. I think I should be using commands. I'm just a moron and don't know exactly how to do this right. let me catch up with chat, actually. Fuel Snable's theory is that C Java and C are derivatives of the Turing machine. F Sharp, O, Camel, Haskell are derivatives of lambda calculus. So they're equivalent to the Turing machine in terms of computability, but looking very different. Yes, I'd probably go with that, actually. There needs to be more buttons labelled monads. There does. There really does in life. Monads are wonderful. They are not a defect of Voodoo 32. In fact, you're doing stuff in C++, aren't you, Voodoo 32? Why not have a go at implementing the maybe monad or the option monad in C++? I do know it's doable. And I do know it's not that particularly ropey. Voodoo 32 heard me say that I have no filter in Seth's Discord. Reading my messages now, and you're just laughing. Yeah, I really don't have a filter there at all. You thought you'd take a break chasing broken things on your server and watch me do it instead? Scarly, joke's on you, dude. It's actually working. It's actually working for once. Yes, I mentioned C++. I mentioned your name as well, Voodoo 32. What I suggested was have a crack at implementing something as simple as the option monad or the maybe monad in C++. And I do know that with C++, at least C++ 17, it's not as difficult as people would think. I mean, I don't know as it's particularly idiomatic, but it's very, very doable. And Scarly got kicked in the monads once, came very, very keen. Let's not make monad jokes. Let's kind of try and be a little bit more grown up. So, we've got this VOD. I want to... Let's just quickly have an idea. Let's suggest that current model has a player. And then we'll use dynamic operations. And if we go to twitch.tv's, Twitch dev. So, yeah, Twitch API. Should get us to how to... no, that was the wrong thing entirely. Twitch API. Documentation, why not? Let's just go straight there. Let's go for embedding Twitch. Saving for Sunday, your mother will love that. Yeah, no, don't. Don't do that. So, on the interactive frames, which is what we're using, do we have a function that says set VOD? It says set video, and it starts playback at a timestamp as well. Cool, well, we're going to assume a timestamp of nothing at the moment. So we'll start the times at 0. So that's a string video ID. Well, let's call that VOD. And the timestamp, well, let's say that we're going to set that as 0 for now. So in theory, we should be able to swap between videos. This will become important another time. But now we can go to Seth's video, which is the Stream 1.1, that we don't have autoplay set up yet, but we can. That's showing, and we can quite easily just move to somewhere where we can see it. Fuel Snable, I'm not saying use the optional monad to Voodoo 32. I want him to write it. I want to more to sort of understand monads by writing that than anything. I think it's good fun. Okay, so that's not loading. I've bought... Something's a little bit broke. What's happening? Have I just... Has my internet just decided not to play nicely? We are at least on the correct stream. And then if I click the button for monads, I get my stream that we know. Is Twitch doing a Twitch to us? Is Twitch misbehaving in a most wondrous manner? Okay, so we've got the old man back. Let's say that we're going to click Quirk Advice. Let's go across to that video of mine. Play it. Something is happening, I think, here that's not quite what it should be. T.channel is not implemented. That's in cycle.js. That's all sorts of stuff. OBS issues. Not getting OBS issues. I'm wondering if it's Twitch playing or... okay. So, I'm not even going to try that. We are getting errors when we try and change the video, I think. So, set video goes for the timestamp as well. That's a synchronous playback control. So that should, in theory, just work. It is probably just Twitch's video player. Go on, Doc Skull. Let's have it. Let's have it, big bro. It's Sethus. No. I'm not getting XCOM'd. I'm not. Let's set it. It's broke. Well, do you know what? Well done, Scarly. Well done. You've done yourself there. You've done yourself proud there. Right. So let's have another go at this. Without the comments in the 2 and 6s, if you please. So that stream is working. I click across to that one and it says no. Why is it saying no? What is it doing now? What's misbehaving? Go full screen. Go out of full screen. Change the quality to potato or back. It's not happy. Have I got a cause issue? Have we got a cause issue? Fiddle-dee-dee. Oh, we've met. Minxie Rose has met Ben. Minxie Rose has met Ben. I'll guarantee you that. Invalid operation. T.channel is not implemented. Really? I've got to start trying to debug this. Right, let's have a look at what's actually supposed to be required for this. We need channel or video or collection. To change the channel or the video later, use those. That's cool. Height, the player div, and the width. Well, I've already said I'm not bothering with the height and the width there. That's intriguing then. So I don't see what's going on and why that's going wrong. Shall I just throw a play in as well? Shall I just say, you know what? Current model dot player, and we'll play there as well. Just to see what happens. I don't think this will do a huge amount. In fact, I'm almost convinced it won't. But you never know. That explains it, Tom. That explains it, Scarly. That is how you got a child. I did wonder how you managed that, to be fair. Back to mine, and something broke. And why is it moaning about this? Have I got an issue here with the Twitch API? Is it Twitch itself that is broken? Well, the problem is, this is all a horrible mess because they've compressed for good reasons. And now this looks to be... I mean, this is... Ah! Ha ha ha! It's not setting the times right. So there are issues here. There are definite issues here. Yeah, Doc Skull, ordinarily I would. I've kind of said I'm not going to swear on stream. And I'm having to stick to that. And that is difficult. That is a little bit tricky. So we've made the player. We've passed in all the options and the old man stuff and all that nonsense. And just set video isn't working. Why is set video not working? Also, get clip is deprecated. Well, who's calling get clip? That's Twitch themselves. Let's just see if that error is actually coming up now or not. Okay, so that error comes up even on first load. What happens if I try and set it to Old Man Sethers again? And it goes completely to pot there, but those errors that I thought we were having the issue with have already appeared. So, what's going on? Why is this being... well, being this, really? Set player is just not happening, is it? Do we have to move back to this everything thing? I mean, no, because we can get the... we have to get the programmatic access from that player to do things. Do we have to check events anywhere? This is now rather annoying. Well, player.setVolume should work straight away. Set video, and it's setting the VOD. So let's just have a look back across and see what the VOD is being set to in the message. Well, the updated state is setting the VOD, I believe, correctly. That looks roughly right. Voodoo32, what games do I have? All sorts. Mainly sort of simulation games, mainly building games, that kind of thing. And the odd platformer and whatnot. So, object tag, switch to video. So we're definitely switched to video. That's the message that's going out. We have an updated state with that VOD. Aha, we will have to have a look at that, Zakiji, at some point. Definitely. Train stuff, yeah, I have plenty of train games as well. Doesn't mean I don't own them, Minxie Rose. Even though I can't play them, I do own platformers. So, unfortunately, the idea of going across to a different... yeah, I do have legs, Voodoo. I'm not going to show them on stream. Definitely not tonight. But I do own legs. So the timestamp is a number. That's fine, we get that. It's just video.player.setVideo seems to break after setting the video. That's a little annoying. No, I'm not just a floating head and shoulders, Voodoo. I will promise you that. I mean, I make the assumption that it should be auto-playing, really. Yeah. Doc Scarl, this is very true. You have. I do definitely have legs. Although, I mean, you haven't seen me for a while. I might have lost them since we last saw each other then again, saying that your mother would have told you. Your mum would have found out and told everyone, wouldn't she? Alrighty. Right, so what's happening here? So that has got the whole... so that only happens on one go, right? We only get player loaded once. And player loaded gives us that player. And spits out the next model. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. You would. In great detail. I mean, she's lovely, don't get me wrong. She is lovely. But, you're not wrong. What's going on here, then? So, I'm trying to update, and I'm saying that next model's player. I mean, the seeking works. I've literally not done anything different, have I? In fact, switch to video. I don't see how this can be an issue, but let's go and follow exactly this pattern. And you know what? We'll even use the thing in the model. And at this point, we just need to go next model. I mean, I don't see why this would change anything. Minxie Rose, what I changed is this all works first time. Works on the load. Then I click to do a change to a different video. And all of a sudden, poof, nothing. Ah, now that's interesting. That video is apparently not available. What happens if I click back to this one? Do I get another not available? I do. Oh, that's... Alright. So when I go switch to video, it breaks more than just that. Because if I go back to here and click Twitch, we'll see, yeah, that loads up. So that's that. Okay. And then if I just click on this, so let's fire up Notepad. We might be getting somewhere here. And then click that. There's a 3 has appeared somewhere. And it's gone to Old Man Sethus's channel, 3. And then a slash. Why is that slash there? Because without that slash, I suspect that would work. It doesn't. So the Twitch API has completely not working. That'd be my assertion at this point. Zakiji's built a time machine. Oh, okay. Awesome. Tell me that you've... Actually, if a time machine exists now, does that not mean that technically a time machine would have existed at all times that you travel to? And that in theory you could have put this in chat after seeing... Yeah. Not if it was never used. Ah, yeah, paradox. Definitely a paradox. So anyway, why does this set video not want to play ball? We've got problem. I think the API itself is not working. I think we need to claim that this is broken, because I don't know how this isn't broken right now. Set the video to be played and starts playback at timestamp in seconds. Is it balking the timestamp? No. And the reason I can say that categorically is at the moment I'm calling it with a timestamp of 0 seconds. Let's call it with 1 second. Set video takes a string and a number. That's a string, that's a number. So back we go to there. Clicking there. And no. Yeah, I'm with you there, Old Man Sethus. It is a bit, isn't it? What we're going to do, because I do want to do a commit and push at some point. So allow full screen there, yeah. And that iframe source is exactly what it should be. So if I copy that, paste it in there, that iframe is entirely correct. Oh, hang on. The source there. Oh, hello. There's more to this than I thought. Hang on. I think it is the API itself is a bit balked, because that was the wrong one. Clearly never seen Time Cop. You're right, I haven't. Oh, hang on. Fuel Snable. Yeah, I would agree with Fuel Snable on that one. Voodoo32, you still have to realistically work within those rules. Even if you don't agree with the with patents. You have to pretty much accept that they exist. So video playback has now got player video, which is probably where the issue is. I mean, we know that we're passing the correct thing across. Or I would argue that we do. Because I would argue that passing an incorrect video ID would be a bit not working at all. It just wouldn't, would it? And there's the video element anyway. Can I grab that element and do things? Permission denied to access property play. Learn more. Oh, iframe loaded from a different domain for which I violated the same origin policy. Ah, okay. So we've got an issue there, haven't we? Right, I did say this would be a short stream. This is becoming a less short stream. So why don't we, for the sake of an argument, suggest that in the view we get rid of these buttons for now. So let's comment this out. With why not use OCaml style comments? So we've now got a working thing for at least the one stream with the filter. And that works perfectly fine. So let's get that committed up, at which point I shall look towards raiding somebody. So if anyone's got raid ideas, please let me know, because I need to get some food in me reasonably quickly. And yes, I know that we're all talking time machines in chat. I don't have much to add to that conversation because I've never seen films, nor do I know anything about time machines. I am, once again, not that clever. So let me go to Twitch, and I'll say prod that button as well. Twitch TV following. One thing to note, after about, yeah, I don't have time to watch films either, Doc Scar. I don't. I really don't. What kind of stream do I want to raid, game-wise or the like? I normally raid members of the stream team that I'm in, which is the Live Coder stream team. Otherwise, we can go for gamers. I think Robert Tables is online, Dev Chatter's online. Do you know what? Let's pass a raid across to Dev Chatter. Just to make life easier. Yeah, Voodoo 32, it's overrun by about 3/4 of an hour. I'm feeling really rough tonight, so I wasn't going to run it particularly long. So we'll go across to Dev Chatter. I will be back Sunday evening. I know that it's Easter Sunday. That still works for me. The site will be up on the website here. So hang on, let me stick this in chat. oldmanteacher.fun2.dev. That's the site. In about 20 minutes or so, we'll have the new updates up, just because Google Cloud is not exactly the quickest thing on the planet. So I'll commit what we've got and I'll push up with the search box. Anyway, let's go and say hello to Dev Chatter. Dev Chatter is currently streaming, probably doing C#. I haven't actually looked at what they're doing. But we'll see you all again on Sunday. So, yeah, DevStream's site. So, good night and enjoy.
Don't want to end up with one of my keys getting exposed over here so people see that one.